Do you often find yourself waiting for the perfect moment to be recognized? To have a mentor choose you, to make friends who approve of you, or to hear the world say, "Now is your time to begin"? Are you hesitant to share your vision, holding back your potential because no one has granted you the green light? Do you believe you need permission to become the person you were destined to be? Take a moment to reflect. How many of your dreams have you postponed while waiting for someone else's acknowledgement? How many of your plans have you buried because they went uncelebrated? How many days have you spent merely drifting, unnoticed? And how much longer will you allow others to dictate when you may embrace your true potential? Let me be clear. You do not need their approval. What you need is decisiveness. You do not require their applause. You need action. You do not need permission. You need to obey the burning desires within you. In this presentation, I will reveal why hesitation is a deceit and delay is a thief. I will show you why the top 1% never ask, never beg, and never explain. They simply move. You will learn about 8 unbreakable mental laws that can liberate you from fear, silence doubt, and eradicate the need for anyone's approval. By the end of this speech, you will no longer wait to be recognized. You will recognize yourself. You will no longer seek to be chosen. You will choose yourself. You will not wait for permission. You will grant it to yourself. So begin now. Don't wait. Don't ask for someone else's approval. Don't hesitate. Allow yourself to listen to this speech. Allow yourself to change your life. Many people believe that someone else must enable them to proceed, that the gates of success only swing open after being seen, acknowledged, and applauded. I implore you to hear me now, with the essence of truth in my voice. Every individual who has ever achieved anything of lasting significance acted without waiting for permission. They took initiative before the world deemed them worthy. They stepped forward, compelled by an inner drive, not because someone told them they could, but because they felt they must. The world rewards not the hesitant, but the bold. It does not accommodate the cautious. Rather, it yields to the audacious. The notion of seeking permission is a fallacy designed to chain the timid. Society teaches us to wait for the perfect moment, for the most advantageous conditions, and for an invitation that rarely arrives. The reality is this: the perfect moment is a myth, and the ideal invitation will never appear. If you find yourself waiting, you are losing ground. If you find yourself asking, you are falling behind. Let this truth awaken you. The architects of empires, the shapers of civilizations, those whose names are etched in the annals of history, all acted first. They did not glance to their left or right to ask, "Is it time?" They did not wait for applause. They acted from a deep inner conviction. They obeyed the innate calling within them, gifted by a vast intelligence. You are not waiting. You are squandering your potential. You are not being cautious. You are being restrained. Time does not halt for you. The hour is already late. The world owes you no announcements. The doors to opportunity will not swing open for the hesitant. However, they will shatter in the presence of a decisive individual. I speak to the man within you who is weary of procrastination. I address the part of your spirit that recognizes it was created for greatness, that it has orbited this moment long enough, and that the time to act is not tomorrow or when the world grants favor, but now. Only the present moment holds reality. Only now can you take command. I will present you with 8 mental laws. These are not mere suggestions or techniques. They are spiritual commandments. If you adhere to them, they will expunge hesitation from your being and leave only the steel of resolve. Your life will no longer belong to the masses. It will belong to you. I will not flatter you, nor will I soften my words. I will provide you with laws, commands, and a pathway that the majority avoids because it is narrow, demanding, and uncompromising. Yet, it is the only route that leads to true greatness. If you think you have to be recognized before you act, you will never be seen. If you believe you must be selected before you begin, you have already surrendered your throne. But if you decide now that you are the one, that you will proceed without permission, that your actions do not require the approval of the crowd, then you will rise. The world will take notice. Infinite intelligence will respond, not with applause, but with empowerment, not with comfort, but with affirmation. The right doors will open, not because you asked, but because you moved forward without soliciting permission. Now listen closely as I impart to you 8 laws, 8 commands, 8 weapons for the man completed with waiting. Each command will require you to evolve into a new version of yourself, not through mere explanations, but through decisive actions. Don't just hear me, obey me. Don't simply jot down notes, write your new identity. Don't merely feel inspired, feel compelled. This is no ordinary speech. It is a reflection. The individual who gazes into it must decide, remain a servant to hesitation, or rise as a ruler of decisive action. Part 1. The world waits for the man who acts first. The individual who takes initiative first bends reality to their will. They speak before being invited. They move ahead of the crowd. They act even when others do not grasp the rationale behind their actions. While the world may resist the early mover at first, it ultimately adjusts to their presence. Average individuals linger, waiting for external validation, questioning, is it time yet? But time never responds. The sun may rise and set, yet they continue asking. Consequently, they live like most, full of unrealized potential, starved of power, and they leave this world wondering why their opportunities never flourished. Yet, the gates were never locked. They awaited someone bold enough to claim them. Contrastingly, the person who acts without hesitation becomes a formidable force. They do not seek validation. They do not wait for admiration. They possess a clear sense of purpose and immerse themselves in the pursuit. They might be ridiculed or doubted, but they are never forgotten. The world holds respect for those who lead, even when belief in their mission is scant. Repeat this aloud. I no longer ask if I may act. I act, and the world adjusts. This is not arrogance. It indicates spiritual maturity. It exemplifies the law in motion, a rhythm followed by the top 1%. They do not drift through days waiting for a sign. They become the sign. Andrew Carnegie once stated, "The world has the habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going." I witnessed this firsthand. I did not merely hear of it. I lived in the shadows of his decisions. Carnegie did not select individuals based on their talent or education. He chose those who took action. One such person was Charles Schwab, young, seemingly unqualified, yet bold and magnetic. When called upon to lead, Schwab stepped forward before the question was even finished. For this reason, Carnegie entrusted him with an empire. Understand this: greatness does not wait to be discovered. It demands to be seized. The person who acts first may not be understood, but they will always be remembered. The crowd may not follow them today, but tomorrow they will wonder how this individual saw what they could not. Why do people follow these pioneers? Because they are starved for clarity amid a sea of indecision. Most individuals are spectators rather than doers. However, when one person rises to action, the fog lifts for everyone. Let me speak bluntly. Hesitation is a betrayal of your destiny. It robs you of your power. With every moment spent waiting, you teach the world to overlook you. Each second of delay sends a message to your subconscious that you lack command. Therefore, you must act not because conditions are ideal, but because they will never be. Act now, not because you feel prepared, but because readiness comes from action, not contemplation. Act now, not because you seek the approval of others, but because your purpose mandates it. This is a law. The individual who makes the first move claims the territory. The person who speaks out first shapes the environment. The individual who acts without being instructed establishes the standard by which others measure themselves. You must now embody that person. If the voice in your head murmurs, "What if I'm wrong?" then adjust as necessary, but do not remain stationary. The one who waits, seeking perfect action, ends up taking no action at all. In contrast, the bold individual refines their approach along the way. The world forgives missteps, yet offers no leniency to the hesitant. You must cultivate a reputation in your own mind. Allow your subconscious to observe you taking action. Train it to see that you no longer beg for approval. Instead, you execute your plans. As this becomes habitual, the world will mirror your decisiveness. Doors will open. Opportunities will present themselves, not because you waited, but because you moved. Repeat this. I no longer ask if I may act. I act, and the world adjusts. This will become your new rhythm, your mental framework, your backbone. You will no longer wait for friends, mentors, society, or strangers to applaud you. You will take action, and the sound of your footsteps will inspire others to rise. Action is not merely something you do, it is who you become. The more you act without seeking validation, the more you strengthen the muscle of command. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.